calendar to broach a specific topic. This week, we're talking about tools of the trade. And I left it vague for a reason because your trade could be what, we're all in different niches, right? Most of the people who are in my audience and in my world are building a business, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, coaches, consultants, selling their own products and services and want to sell more of them. So whatever your niche is, we're going to talk about tools of the trade. And so really technology, right? And so this is going to be an interesting conversation, I think, for those of you who don't find yourselves or think of yourselves as being tech savvy. I haven't always felt that way. I feel like I am now, somewhat of a little tech nerd, but I wasn't always that way. So welcome if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on LinkedIn Live, you're watching on Facebook or Periscope. I'm using Restream today to go live from this Zoom meeting where we're having the interactive portion for those who are registered for these weekly trainings, and we're broadcasting this out to all of those platforms simultaneously using Restream. So if you're interested to know how you can do the same, then you can go to restream.com/join/CIOC, which stands for Cash In on Camera, and get yourself set up with a free account. So I really love this format. Obviously, those of you who are here with me in the interactive portion on Zoom can ask questions live. If you're watching on any of the social platforms, be sure to comment, and I'm happy to go back and respond to your comments after. So welcome to today's call. We're talking about tools of the trade. And so what I would love to know first, for those of you who can comment or write in the chat, the question is, do you consider yourself tech savvy? Yes or no? Type in the comments. Do you consider yourself tech savvy? Type in the comments, and you can get creative here. If it's a no or a yes or something in between. Get creative. Okay, yes, definitely not. Somewhat. No, but I have to become so. Nope. Love it. Okay, it's pretty common. I think, most of us, I think, would probably consider ourselves not to be like, we're not 18 years old on this call, shall I say. We didn't grow up with all this stuff. So it's really not your fault if you're not tech savvy or don't feel that you are. If I think back to even 2011, 2010-ish, in that period of time of my life when I was managing a news department with a multi-million-dollar budget and 17 people across Canada that I was managing, I really didn't feel like I was tech savvy at that time. And I was in a position where I was managing a department. And so it was challenging. I had to learn a lot of stuff as I went. But then as time went on, around 2013 or so and onward, which is when I really started getting interested in online marketing, that's when I started to learn more about it. And I think that's the key, right? The more you learn about it, the less scary these tools can seem. And I think that's largely what it can be. We didn't grow up with this stuff, and so it's really not your fault. And half and half, still learning. I'm a sliding scale. It's a sliding scale, Liz says. But learning, always learning as tech change. Yeah, tech changes. Cool. It depends on who I'm comparing my tech savviness with. It's relative. I love it. So Samuel, hello, welcome. I see Liz here, Keith is here, Susan, Marianne, Maura, Rose, Susan, all great to see you guys here live, and Keith is here too. So feel free to ask questions in the chat. What I thought I would do is actually share with you, we're just gonna go over to, I'm gonna share this with you. We're gonna go over to a resource that's a free resource that's available to you that you can use to find the different tools and technology and resources that I have put together for you. And it's on my website, so you can access this anytime you want. And when you go to CherylPlouffe.com, there is a tab called Resources I Recommend. And when you click that, it takes you to this page. So you can see here, it's, the right resources make all the difference. And in this list are all of the different resources that I've compiled in one place, because I found that, and here's a little tip for you as you're kind of building out your online platform. I think it's helpful to have either a page on your website or a landing page or some way, maybe it's even a PDF. I used to do it on PDFs, a place where you can bring together all of the resources that you might recommend to your audience. Okay, it's helpful because here's a living example of why. I can direct you right now to the resources I recommend And it's and you'll be able to go here anytime you want to be able to find all of the information that pertains to you growing your business with video, growing your online business. So if we were to just scroll down past some of these free downloads and groups to join and that sort of thing, you know, by the way, the Go Live Challenge is open for registration for February. So if you want to do the challenge with us, we have 30 people who are doing it right now. And if you want to join us for the next round, click here, just go, yes, I'm ready to do the challenge. It's $17. Those of you who have registered in the past and maybe haven't done it because life got in the way, just do it again, you know, just re-register and do the challenge again. Also have here the registration for the training. So if you're watching on the social channels now and want to be in this Zoom, you go here to register. All right, so let's get down into some of these tools. The first thing I'm going to direct you to, and we're going to have a conversation about, is this. So I have an Amazon storefront, which I call my toolkit. And when you click this, it brings you to my Amazon storefront. So again, what I've done here in the past, when I have put together lists of technology or lists of tools of the trade, I used to put them on PDFs. Like I would go into Canva and I would spend countless hours putting together these, you know, lists of tools and bringing in the logos and the graphics and the links. And it takes hours to put together a robust PDF. And I used to do one for Canada and one for the US so that people could download it depending on where they reside. But then I got smart and realized, well, wait a minute, I could just link to something digital and people could come to buy all my stuff on Amazon anyway. So I decided to make a storefront. And on this storefront, I've divided this into 3 different lists. So on location video recording, laptop video recording, and smartphone video recording. So
Cheryl,
yes, go ahead, Maura.
your website name, is it CherylPlouffe.com?
It is.
Okay.
It is, yes, ma'am. Yep.
Or,
Yep. And you'll see, so it's CherylPlouffe.com, and there's at the top menu, it's resources I recommend. Yeah. So what I do with this list, and this is something for you to know now and for you to know in the future, when I come across a cool like piece of technology or a tool that I love, I will come into my own list and I will sub out the thing that I like better. So let me give you an example. I'm going to go to the on location video recording. Okay, so I was listening to, and I really wish I could remember where and who I heard this from, but I was told about this little light, and it's called an RGB light, and I fell in love with it. I've got it over here. I'm actually on location today at Cambridge Center Honda, where I've been creating videos for this company for 3 years. And today I used this light to cast a little blue shadow, kind of a blue uplight behind Nicole when I was recording her today. But this is a really cool thing. I just learned about this like 2 weeks ago. I bought it on Amazon. It shipped it to my house. I'm in love with it. So when I'm in love with something, I just come into the list that it's appropriate to, and I add it in. So for example, this is an RGB light. And so it's really cool. I'll show you pictures here of what it does. And there's an app, and I can go on the app and I can pick any color I want on the wheel, and it brings up the light. I'll have to bring it out here if I get a chance, but really, really cool tool. And so, so here kind of gives you sort of a look at what it is. Got like a little diffuser kind of thing on it. So there are lots of really cool tools out there, but what happens is other cool tools come along and then you want to like sub them out. So this is a resource that's available to you that you can go and look at. So I guess my question to you right now is, if we were to spend some time talking about one of these 3 areas and tools related to laptop video recording, on location video recording, or smartphone, type in the chat, which of these 3 interests you the most? Would you want me to dive into today to talk about? We probably won't have time to do all 3, but I'd love to know which of those 3, on location, laptop, or smartphone, would you like to learn about today? So I see a laptop. Okay, cool. We can do that. We can dive into, I'm seeing overwhelmingly it's laptop. Okay, so why don't we do that? Let's dig into the tools of the trade for laptop video recording. I'm going to go in here. And what I'm going to ask, and I'll, kind of give you a lay of the land of what some of these things are, and then you can ask me questions. You can either unmute yourself if you're on the Zoom call right now. You can unmute yourself and ask me questions or type them in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Periscope, Facebook, type in the comments if you have questions. So let me start by saying that, and I'm using it right now, this camera that I'm looking deep into your eyes. This camera is this one that's on the screen, and it's called the Logitech 4K Brio. I love this webcam. It is far and away the best I've found. And I had a Logitech web camera prior to this. I think it was like can't remember it's like a C930 or something like that, like a 1080p webcam. And it was good, nothing wrong with it. But this one, it's like, take it to the next level. Here's the problem that we're going to encounter with this. They're hard to find right now because the whole world in the last year has been all gravitating toward online, right? And on, Zoom and video conferencing and that sort of thing. So if you can get your hands on one, it is a little bit more costly than perhaps other webcams, but in my opinion, no question that it's worth it. This is an amazing webcam. Now, keep in mind that if you do go through these resources through my website and to my Amazon storefront, these links, like if I were to click on this is going to take you to the Amazon.com website to either, and you don't have to purchase it from here. The reason I didn't really make this list because I'm trying to get the few pennies that Amazon would send me for the affiliate commission. I did this because of convenience. It's just easier for me to keep these lists up to date with the most accurate, up-to-date tools that I recommend for you. This is the Amazon.com. If you are listening from Canada and watching from Canada, then what you can do is you can just copy the name of this tool and go to Amazon.ca and plug that into the search bar, and you should be able to find the Canadian version of that gear or that recommendation. So I love this webcam. I'd love to know if you have a favorite webcam. Please let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to I would like to know actually if you have any recommendations of the ones that you use. So that's an amazing tool of the trade, right? I use this, well, I mean, really, I use it every day. I use it every single day. This thing owes me nothing. It's just amazing. So I am, go
Cheryl,
ahead.
this one's like double the price of another one that Logitech has. What is the actual difference? Because I do know that this is hard to find, but what is sort of the added features or the added value of this particular model?
Yeah, it's well, it's 4K, so it's higher, I guess, resolution. And listen, I am like I consider myself to be a little nerd when it comes to the tech, but I can't say that I'm like, I know all the intricacies of the pixels and the whatever that are inside the mechanism of the webcam. I'm not that techie, but what I can say is this is a 4K camera. So it's just like when the newest smartphones that we're buying now or TVs that we're buying are 4K cameras or 4K TVs. It's just like that up-leveled, I think it's resolution is really what it comes down to, Keith, I believe. And so in terms of how it reacts, I just find the colors are brighter, they're sharper, it's more crisp, it's reliable. Those would be sort of the visual differences that I see with this webcam versus others.
Cheryl, right now I'm looking at the screen. I'm seeing your face nice and sharp and clear. Mine also looks pretty clear, and I'm just using my computer camera. So is it that it shows up more on videos that you create, that's where you notice the difference? Because right now I don't see a difference.
Your camera, if that's a camera that you're using on your laptop or like on your desktop, yeah, it's excellent. And that's not usually the case, Maura. So
okay.
A lot of the time, the cameras that are built into laptops are not as good as an external camera. So that's a great one that you have there. Your camera always seems to look really good. So that's excellent. You can also get things like, and this is a little bit more advanced, but you can get things like from Elgato, it's called an eCam, it's called a Cam Link. It's about $140 or so. And what that does is you can hook up an external camera and use it as a webcam with your computer. So let's say, for example, at home, I'm not at home right now, but I have a a Canon EOSM mirrorless digital, like a camera. And I could use that with with a cam link and use it as the camera, but that's a bit
It's an
more
adapter. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went from a MacBook Pro down to a MacBook Air, and the
Okay.
quality of the camera fell off the cliff. Like I didn't know about that when I bought the computer. If you're on a MacBook Pro, Maura, maybe it's maybe what
No.
you no. Okay, we just have a
I'm
good
on a
camera.
PC.
But I then I did need an external camera, and I've tried a couple, and I've given a few away that I didn't totally like, and so I'm still sort of in a market for one. So
Yeah, I try, if you can find this one. Well, I can never guarantee anything because it's up to the eye of the beholder, I suppose. But I think this one's amazing. Yeah, I am on a MacBook Pro as well, and with the MacBook Pro, there are, well, I think the ports are called, what are they called? Oh man, there's a name for them. The newest up-to-date ports. Like, I don't know what they're called exactly, but you can't plug in. So I guess it's actually this port. Let me just take a look.
I just put it in the chat for you. It's a USB-C.
Oh, did you? What's it called? What's it called?
USB-C.
USB-C. Thank you. So this little doodad here, USB-C, are the ports that are on the MacBook Pro. So if I have a USB thing that I want to plug in, such as my external microphone that I have at home, my Yeti microphone, it doesn't plug in. There's no USB port on this MacBook Pro anymore because I just upgraded. So now you need something like this, which is an adapter that is the go-between between the USB-C and the USB item that you want to plug into the little doodad, right? So the adapter. so you know, this one obviously is silver, and mine is silver as well. You can, I think, get them different colors, but you might need, depending on what kind of laptop you have, you might need something like this to plug in said webcam. So like this webcam is a USB. Well, I need this adapter in order for this to connect to my laptop. So that's just something to keep in mind. I am a Mac girl through and through. So I am using, this is the Mac that I have. It's the Pro 13-inch. Did I put the most up-to-date one on there? I think this is the newest one that I'm using. Yeah. So, you know, again, whatever your preference is for laptops is great. This is an external hard drive. There are different brands, but I've been using Seagate forever. I have two of them, and they have, you know, different capacity. This one's a 1 terabyte. This is 2. I mean, this 4 terabytes and 5. I didn't even know it came in 5. There you go, 5 terabytes. I mean, that is an enormous amount of storage. But if you're someone like me who's doing a lot of video for myself or for clients, then I kind of need that. So it really depends on how much video content you're creating. You might find the need to have like an external hard drive to store all of that on your computer. Okay, so that may be a consideration. They come in different colors and get, you know, so that's a neat little thing too. I just recently got this laptop stand. I got it in gold because that's the style that I'm doing in my new video studio office. I'm kind of going with gold accents. But this is a laptop stand that is, you know, it raises, it's on like little arms, and I can put my laptop on it and then raise it up. So prior to using this, I was using an Adidas shoebox. The Adidas shoebox worked very well for years, but finally I decided to spring the $25 to get the actual thing. But it was partly because I knew I was going to be moving into this office, and I thought, I'll wait till I get things kind of going in the decor area, and then I'll decide what color I want. So I used I MacGyvered it for a long, long time, for years and years. You know, I've been making my videos from the kitchen counter, from the living room area of our house with the shoebox underneath. You do what you have to do to make things happen. But if you are looking for something, and there are a whole host of different styles of laptop stands, the important thing to note about why you would want one is actually today is a good example. So I am on location today, and I am in Nicole's boardroom. We just finished doing our videos, and I'm doing my live training with you today but I don't have my laptop stand, and nor did I carry my Adidas shoebox with me today. So ideally what I would do is I would have this propped up like this. See the difference? Right? So today I can't do that because I don't have anything to prop up underneath it. I should have thought this through and brought it with me, but I didn't. So that's the reason why, because you want your camera ideally to be at eye level with you. It's just a more authoritative position to have your camera. And then to round out this list, and I think, Rose, you were talking about this before we went live today about these little ring lights that you can get. There's different styles. This one here that I'm pointing out here is a desktop, more of a mini version, a 6-inch LED ring light. And I used it for a long, long time. It's a funny story. I thought I was ordering the big one. Like I thought I was ordering the 18-inch one. And then it came in the mail and I opened it up and went, what did I do? I ordered the wrong one. Turns out I actually ended up loving it. And I used it because it's a desktop version of the bigger ring light. I used it for a very long time before it started to kind of go a little wonky, but I used it for a long, long time before it did that. So it's a mini desktop tripod style of ring light. Same thing, it does plug in with a USB. And then this one is the one that I now, I love this one. This one's a full 18-inch LED ring light with a stand, and you can make it super tall, you can make it, shorter. And what I love about it is that it does have this little bracket on the inside of the ring light to hold your smartphone. It also has three total shoe mounts. So you can put in, if I wanted to take my digital camera and put my digital camera in there and mount it inside of the ring light, I could do that. Most of the time I'm using my smartphone, much as shown here on the image, and you can have the phone vertical or horizontal. So when I'm doing my weekly YouTube videos, I often will, sometimes I record my video like this, and then I'll turn it sideways to do the photo that I'm going to then use in Canva to make the thumbnail. So this ring light, again, owes me nothing. It's been an amazing tool, various temperatures. You can make it more warm, more cool. You can adjust the brightness of the light, etc. And it also has Bluetooth capability, which I really rarely use. But those are some things that, and I'm just looking at time, so I just want to be mindful of give this opportunity for Q&A, but these are some of the tools. Again, this is specific to laptop video recording. These are really the tools of the trade as far as I'm concerned to make videos on your laptop. This is not taking into account editing, right? These are just strictly the tools to actually, capture the video. But I'd love to open it up to questions if you have them. Okay, I'm just going through, as you guys think about your questions, I'm just going to bring up, I'm just going to look through the chat here. So Rose says she has the Logitech 1080p from Walmart with $60 to $110, perfect. Liz says she loves the one built into her Dell. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool, awesome. So just a reminder as you're thinking about your questions, reminder that the Go Live Challenge is open for registration in February. The other thing I'd mention is if you are looking for some help with, maybe you just have questions, like maybe it would just help you to have an hour of dedicated private time with me just to kind of go over your video strategy, what you're doing, how you're doing it, kind of take a review of things, take an account and a digital audit. I'm also available to do that. So you can also contact community@cherylplouffe.com and we can kind of hook you up with the links that you would need in order to book something with me. Just going to put that in the chat. Community@cherylplouffe.com is something that you can always email with whatever questions you may have about growing your business with video or social media and that sort of thing. Okay, so hi Suzanne, nice to see you. Ruben's here. I'm just seeing some new faces coming in. Awesome. So what questions do you have? Let's talk about laptop. Go ahead, Susan.
Okay, so you're talking about laptop, and you've also been focusing a lot on doing videos through your smartphone. So, and that's what I've been doing.
Mhm.
So what are the advantages, disadvantages of using one versus the other?
I think it's more about the individual production system that you are going to set up for yourself. Like it has a lot to do with preference. It also has to do with what tools you have available to you. It's funny, I just joined Clubhouse. So I don't know if any of you are on Clubhouse, but find me on Clubhouse and follow me. I've been actually a part of a variety of different rooms. And one of the rooms I've been in recently was talking about that. You know, it's like, use what you have, you know. Here's the thing, I think, Susan, the thing is most people have a smartphone. Most people today have a smartphone, which is probably why the conversation steers more toward that first and foremost, because it's the most available tool that most people have. But second to that, you know, it's like, yeah, you can record them on your smartphone, but you might want to edit it on your desktop because the screen is bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's more of about preference and more about what system is going to work best for you. So for example, like I'm using the webcam today, I'm not using my phone to conduct this Zoom meeting, right? And if I wanted to, I could record this and I could make videos from the recording of this Zoom call. Is that part of my process? Is that part of my strategy? It could be. So it's more about preference.
Okay.
Yeah, great question. Who's next? Or okay, go ahead, Keith.
How much, you're saying you're making very little on the affiliate stuff when you list products? How little?
The point where I don't even look at it.
Yeah.
I don't even bother. I don't even really care. That would be how much. I don't know actually how much they pay to affiliate. I think, you know, listen, the affiliate marketing kind of world can be lucrative if you have huge audiences. It can be lucrative, but that isn't my primary business model. Let's put it that way. Yeah. I mean, I think affiliate marketing can be beneficial. Joint ventures can be beneficial depending on whatever the setup is. But like if we're talking about selling products on Amazon, yeah, it's not the most lucrative thing, especially, you know, relatively speaking, my audience is not gigantic enough to be able to make a living. Like I would never be able to make a living right now at selling products through affiliate commissions through Amazon.
I'm interviewing people on a podcast, and sometimes people will reference a book they've written, or like we're doing here, talking about particular items that they would recommend or whatever. Is it perceived as being sort of an advantage to give people the direct link to find those things, even if, you know, whether or not you're pushing it as an affiliate sort of promotion or whatever? Is it just seen as being sort of a courtesy to give people sort of a direct access to the items or the stuff you're talking about?
Yeah, I think, you know, I think this might be a good topic for a future call that we could even do on Wednesdays at 3, is to talk about that sort of thing, about affiliates and these type of relationships that you can have with with other companies or other influencers and that sort of thing. Yeah, I think it is somewhat of a courtesy. Also, I think some of I have relationships with a variety of different, you know, companies or, you know, people, but it's more about, how do I say this? It's more about being of service to people and showing that, you know, it's like, hey, here's what I recommend. Like, so example today, you know, if you look at the resources I recommend page on my website, some of those things, like if we go to the Amazon storefront, which is what we're talking about today, again, I'm not doing that because I'm really trying to get the affiliate commission from Amazon. I really don't care that much about that. But it's a convenient way for me to be a leader in the field by putting together a list that could help benefit my audience to show them what I recommend. You know, having said that, Keith, there are other things on my tools and resources I recommend that are relationships I have where there is, you know, more, you know, more lucrative. But here's the thing, I think ultimately you never want to get into a position where you're recommending something that you either don't use or don't love, because then it's out of integrity, like it's out of line. But that may be a good topic for another call too sometime. I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Rose.
One question on that, because I'm using a box too. Is it adjustable?
It is.
Okay, so you can, it doesn't just go to one height. It can go to whatever height you need it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool.
Some people are getting those, what are they called? It's kind of like, not a sit stand desk, but like it's like a little shelf kind of a thing that you put your laptop on, and it literally cranks up, but it's coming up really high so that people can stand up or sit down at their desk. That's another version of that. I don't have that one, but because most of the time I am sitting at my desk, so that one worked best for me.
Yeah, I've just seen, just like the, for the ring light, the adjustable, where they put a platform on it for the laptop too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you have a ring light that dies, you could always make up one yourself.
There you go. All right. Maura. I can't hear you for some reason, Maura. Can you just jog your audio one more time?
Is that better?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, I know what I did wrong. I was playing around with my lavalier mic.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I was going to ask you, you didn't cover the microphone question because it was one thing on the list and you didn't think you had enough time to do it. If you
Oh, I
can
didn't
open your
cover that?
Amazon page, you could bring that up as well.
Yeah, here, hang on. I didn't cover that.
Yeah, on the far right there.
Oh, you know why? Because my my Zoom box is covering that up. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, on the far right-hand side, this is the, I didn't realize this was on the list too. Yeah, this is the Yeti microphone that I've been using. I've been using this for, like 8 years, 7 or 8 years. Again, this owes me nothing. I don't have it with me today, but this is a USB microphone, plugs into the computer. Obviously, I have to use the adapter now that I've upgraded to the MacBook Pro. But yes, this is a great one. And there are a whole host of others, similar to this. Yes. And I love this one, partly because I think it kind of has that old school kind of radio look to it, but it's a great microphone, and you'll hear a lot of people talk about having those, and I've never heard anyone say bad things about them.
Okay. So while we're on the topic of external microphones and so on, I was playing around with this. So I'll just bring it up because you had actually suggested getting lavaliers so that we don't have to sit right in front of the tool that we're videoing from, whether it's our phone or our computer.
Yep.
By using this, I can walk away from the computer.
Yes.
And I will still be heard fully. So let's say I want to do a demo of some kind where I'm cooking or cleaning, who knows what I'm doing. Then it's handy to have the lavalier mic.
Yeah. And is that one wireless, Maura?
Yeah, it is. So this part goes into the computer or into my smartphone. And if it's a smartphone, depending on what phone you have, might need an adapter like you're talking. And I had to get one for my Samsung. And then the other part is either the headset, which then goes into my belt, or this one, which is held on the screen's caught, or the lapel one, right? And that's the one I like the best because I don't like wearing a headset in a video. But so that just goes into my belt and then comes out the top here, and bingo, I'm off to the races.
Yeah. I think what we could do is we could even on a future call, we could dive into like another list. Today, we've just talked about the laptop one, but we could even dive into the smartphone, like the on location or the smartphone list on a future call and dig into that and go further on that. Would you show of hands on the screen if you would like to go through another list and kind of talk about that at some point? Okay, cool. Yeah. Because Maura, you're right, and there are a whole bunch of different, again, it always comes back to preference and always thinking about your video strategy. What is your strategy, and like, what kind of videos are you looking to make? What kind of tools do you have at your disposal? What are you willing to invest in, if at all? Where are you at? What stage of business are you at? There's so many different factors that you have to take into consideration to figure out what your strategy is. And then consequently figuring out, well, how am I going to get these videos made, right? There's like a whole bunch of different ways you could go about it. But I'm impressed that you have all those different versions of the microphones, because that really helps.
I just have this computer one and then this lavalier. And what I like is that it can go in the computer or the phone. So I'm not having to buy 2 different kinds of mics. Yeah.
Good. I love it.
And you gave me the tip to do it. So there you go.
Good. Let's see. Liz says it reminds me of the one I use at the radio station. You got the black one, Teresa, the Yeti microphone. Cool. Love it. Rode NT USB, a Rode and a Samsung Go mic. Yeah. So Samuel, nice to see you here. Yeah, the Rode is a great brand. My husband has the Rode Wireless Go. I think it's by Rode. Yeah, I think it is. Rode Wireless Go, which is a obviously wireless microphone. So it has a receiver and then a microphone. And then you can plug in an external lavalier microphone as well if you don't want like the clunky Wireless Go sort of square clip on. But there are a whole host of different types of mics out there that you can get. Rode is a great brand as well. So that's great. I like Audio Technica. I like Rode. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. So great to have you here, by the way. Okay, any final questions about tools of the trade? Are you feeling a little bit better, kind of have a better kind of sense maybe of what maybe there's some things you've learned today that you could have, well, maybe, augment your laptop with? Show of hands on the screen if this was helpful for you today. Show of hands, just like always to take a gauge of if this is helpful. Okay, good. I see Ruben put a thumbs. That's great. Awesome. So I would, I'm going to wind up the call. I would say that, we could do further deep dives on other lists, other resource lists, other tools of the trade. I also am, Keith, going to make a note of the idea of like affiliate marketing. It's not like directly related to video per se, but it does have everything to do with online business. So happy to kind of dig into that for you. And as someone who does have affiliate relationships, I could have something to offer to that conversation. Teresa says, I have everything on your list. Now all I have to do is use it consistently. Beautiful. Yeah, that is the missing component for many people. On that note, if you know someone or you yourself want to really build momentum and really want to start getting better at speaking on camera and starting to make video, then the Go Live Challenge is the first step to do that. And if you are more intermediate or you're kind of ready for the next level, reach out to community@cherylplouffe.com. We can set you up with either resources that are appropriate to the level of business that you're at. So we'll kind of triage that for you and figure out what is the best step for you to be able to really grow your business online. And we hope to be of service to you in that way. So thank you so much for being here with me today. And if you're watching on any of the social platforms, be sure to comment and we'll go through and make sure that you get all of the necessary questions answered as well. Thank you. Liz says she's loving the challenge. I have to tell you, Liz, you're killing it, girl. You are killing it. Liz is killing it. Susan, you're killing it as well. Who else is on here right now that's killing it? I mean, many of you have done the challenge. So I just love what you're doing. My Instagram following has gotten over a plateau at which I was stuck. Yay, that's the whole point. It's just intended to be a place where we provide you with these prompts so you're never like stuck with, oh God, I know I have to do this, but I don't know what to talk about. And so I think that prompts have been helpful, and at least that's the feedback I've been getting. So if you want to do the challenge, get out and get in touch, register, and we'll get you set up with that. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope to see you next week. If you know someone who should be here, like invite them, say, hey, go check out Cheryl. CherylPlouffe.com. There's a big button on the top right-hand side that says free coaching, and they just have to register, and then they'll be here with you on the live every week. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. All right.